Okay, so this is midday trade and chart setup review, 12:08 p.m. August 9th, 2017. Pretty calm day. Pretty mellow day. Let's see here. Closed the oil trade that I was in trouble in. Got out with my rear end intact. Made some money. Actually, I was sized in real heavy there, so I think I made 8,000 on that. That was big sizing. I was in a good mood this morning. A little bit of Kurt humor. What else? Oh, AMMJ yesterday. Got in. Lots of volume. Closed really nice. And today, let's see. Today not as good. 765. I'm still up there. PDCE didn't get going, and then Starbucks, I've been calling for their head since January. That was an easy short. I should have just went all in. Trying to remember what else happened. Oh, this morning there was some plays that we got. Nothing huge, but we had a good morning. That's about it, I think, so far. BOFI post earnings. So they got a pop at earnings over the 200. Had a trade earlier in the year that went well. I think that was in here somewhere. Looking at it now, it moves fairly slow, but it's kind of nice the way it moves, though, I guess is the way to put it. Hedgehog is saying watch Kara. Can you tell us why? On your alert there. How you doing, Nick? Hopefully your birthday was good. Whoa. Nothing like dropping a laptop. Okay. BOFI. Technically set up. 50 is about to cross the 100. 20 through the 200. It has the 200. MACD up. Stock RSI is turning back up. It's post earnings. And we squeeze momentum indicator cruising. So that's set up properly. So if we got a response here from Mr. Hedge. No. Just says watch Kara. Okie dokie. If you guys alert, it could do me a favor and just put even a hint of thesis in there. That would help a lot. So the question is, do you take an entry, Kurt? It's up against resistance. Part of my challenge with taking any entries right now is I'm finishing my hot list. I've got an investment pool of ready to go investors that are checking their phones for my trades every 10 seconds and DMing me. And I'm holding off. This is the last of my sessions for making up the hot list. I'm going to publish it tonight. Do I take this trade? I guess over its previous high, I wouldn't have a choice. It would be foolish not to. So the alarm goes there. 2860. Well, yeah. So it hit the resistance and backed off. So if it gets up over 2860, I'll be long here unless something really weird's happening. That's in BOFI edit. Okay, 2860 it is. That's my buy trigger. Save. Okay, so that's BOFI done. Then we have ACHN. It has its 200 on the earnings, gapped way up. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait for it to come off to an MA, but it gets on the list. So let's just do this. BOFI ACHN. Pardon me, sorry. AMMJ, so it does have its 200. I'm concerned that it's going to come back to its 20, which would meet somewhere in here. It's tough to get this bugger off the mat, isn't it? Where is it? Hurry up. Good Lord. Oh, bugger. But I'm in small anyway. So I can re-hit it. Like that oil trade. I mean, that oil trade was a disaster. But I got out. And I did well. It was a small percentage up, but I was in. Like when I play oil, I play for keeps, size. Yeah, that's all I can do there. So, AMMJ. And then we have oil. We have oil. Why is this so slow today? I'm looking at a possible long in oil. Oil's traded really terribly for the last week or more. Well, for months it hasn't been good, but the last week's been really poor. This is not how oil normally trades. Oil normally trades in trends. Like this was quite normal for oil. But it used to even be better than that way back in the day. But sideways was not normal. So, wow, this is choppy internet. Maybe there's a storm on the horizon. It's just under 200, not that it really trades on MAs, but they do affect it. Oh, this is ugly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, you may as well call these sideways too. 11 days of straight sideways. Keepers. Trend line there, range bound. MACD's pinching. Everything's pinching and ugly. But on our algorithm, darn it. That's too bad. I'd really like to take a trade. Why? Like, where do you see that in oil? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you just don't see that on an oil chart. Like this here, is that where it started? This crap? It started in here. Yeah. This was very normal. The count on the days up and the trends. And then it just went to crap. Right before the election. And it stayed there ever since. Huh. Well, you got to be good, I guess, to do it. That's what it comes down to. But look at how tight the range is getting. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. Anyway, that's USOIL. I'm not going to do it. I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it. I think I'm right. I think it's a long right now, but gold. Let's take a quick look at gold. There's gold in them there hills. Wow, this internet. There's got to be storms nearby. Let me kill email, see if that helps. Kill edits on the blog. That help too. Sorry, yes, I was outside again with Monkey, yes, rolling around. I was looking at an English bull mastiff. Wow, what an amazing dog. Huge dog. Oh, this is interesting. War, hey, it gets you up over resistance. I was going to short it, and I would have nailed it. Dang it. Now what does one do? I guess you wait. Be nice to get a trade there too. Oh, well, don't need to gamble. Anything else going on? Oh, XIV. So I'm still holding XIV. Small position, yes. Looking for a possible add, yes. And if I do get the add, I'll hit it really hard. All this talk of war and stuff. Volatility, I mean, sure, there's a time cycle ending on the market September 9th, and they can be pretty serious. But volatility hasn't got out of hand, so. And this is kind of an inverse volatility, well, it is inverse volatility and market play in one. It's the best, simplest way to explain it. You have to research it to really understand it. It's an algorithm in itself. But that 87.78 area would sure be sweet. Or sorry, 87.60. So I'm going to set an alarm on that. I'll start it at 87.80. That's XIV. And then the other ones for the day, I think were rough. We'll take a look at them quick. I looked at them before. Before we go on here. Let's take a look. See what qualifies. Yeah, oil is definitely signaling that it's going to be going up channel here, but it's not absolute yet. Okay, hopefully this doesn't happen every chart I open. Okay, so STS does not fit. CBLI, we've charted this one before, Cleveland Biolabs. Dang, these indicators. Okay, so it is up over the 200. It may be one that you want to play. I mean, a lot of people will chart it like this. Depends on the guru. We could definitely go online right now and we would find these lines drawn in various ways. But there is an argument here for sure. Well, there's two, right? So it is very possibly up over the trend line and it has its 200. Not my favorite setup, like the whole trend line setup. And the way this thing trades, I don't really personally like. But you gotta admit it's doing what it's doing technically. MACD is up, stock RSI is high. Squeeze momentum says meh. So it's kind of saying what I'm saying. The squeeze momentum indicator, don't lie. See, even when it just got this push up here, the squeeze momentum indicator came up. So why the push here and no squeeze momentum indicator? That tells you that there's no new buying. There's some, because the stock RSI wouldn't. Some new buyers in here. So I'd be very, very careful. I don't know what to say. I couldn't do it, just based on that. I don't think. Yeah, that's the issue, right? Is the anyway, that squeeze momentum indicator basically is telling you that new people aren't stepping in. The existing are banking on it happening, but it does have that trend line, does have its 200-day. It can spike. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. CBLI. Let's get that one off the board. CCJ. Let's just take a peek at how it's coming. Okay, so this is Cameco. This is the one that there were a lot of folks online talking about in here, I think. And now this, like, if you believe in this play, this is the time to hit it. So the most probable setup with the 200, how it works is it'll come up, it'll test the 200 from the other side, back off, get up through the 200, lose the 200, and then bounce off your 20. So today is literally the test for this one. Now, you can always wait, right, for it to confirm, and that's the kind of thing I personally do. Or you can, you can try and take it at the early stage. Now, a lot of people give me a hard time for waiting. So I end up being a base hitter. And, I call it chewing around the edges. But you do enough chewing around the edges and enough compounding, and you end up with, you end up with my accounts, right? So So this was July 28th, a couple weeks back. And I put this out here. Now at the time, there were a lot of folks screaming it from the rooftops online. Now, fundamental people, different story. So somebody like Nick with Hedgehog or some of the other fundamentalists, technicians, they, I'm not talking about them. They're functioning on a different program. I'm talking about the actual technical technicians that I've seen. So I should qualify there. Online, screaming this one from the rooftops that they were long. And I was saying, basically, from a technical perspective, you're way early. You know, let it prove itself out. So it did bang up against that resistance, and then it came off. Now, if you believe in it, this is it right here. Your stock RSI is down. It just turned up. Your volume came up yesterday. Your MACD is down, and your squeeze momentum isn't showing right. But as far as your MAs and the actual way that this setup plays out, that's your first trigger right there on that 20, just so you know. So it's tempting, but I'm not going to do it because of the overheads, but you might want to if you like that play. All right, we also have WB, red to green as advertised. CBLI is a bioscience company with an anti-radiation drug. Oh, that whole thing with North Korea. A lot of people give me a hard time for the way I feel about it, but I gotta say it. The United States could carve out a perfect, you know, within a millimeter edge around North Korea and vaporize it perfectly if they wanted to. Now, a lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people talk about fallout and all that kind of stuff. But he's a bug. He's a bug. Anyway, NTRA. Ugly chart. CBLI, we talked about. STS, did we talk about STS? Oh yeah, that's a bottom play. Then we have Zine, and there's some fundamental considerations there. I seen in our room, the team helping each other again. ACHN, did we talk about that? Yeah, we did. HTZ. Traded this morning. Hertz eventually will get over that 200 and it will be a great trade. Right now it's up against resistance. Like it a lot. I mean, I'd love to follow this through, but I got a lot to follow and think about. SSNI, Silver Span Works. I know nothing about it as far as the fundamentals are concerned. Doesn't respect anything on its chart. Wow. Looks like the oil chart lately. Messy. Gravy. I mean, gravity. Gravity. Gravity has a neat chart. What's this, retail or something? No. Never traded it. Oh, it is. It's got a technology slant on it. Trades like retail. It's one busy phone. Well, It's over its 200. It's up 18% on earnings. Look at these up. Squeeze momentum indicators trending, almost green. Volume is up, but low. And there's your problem. Personally, I couldn't touch it. I can imagine moving into something like this with our investment fund. Average volume 6,000 shares. What happened to the stock? Start the car. ACHN, HTZ, EVRI. There you go, Corey. Yeah, I missed that one too. EVRI, trending stock. Way up over its MAs. So same program here for me. I would have to wait for it to come back to MAs. It's up out of the bowl. Lots of liquidity. Interesting. Wow. That would be interesting to follow this one through. But I can't. I won't have time. Very interesting chart. Could be good. G dot. Well, hey, all these earnings that get so extended. Trending stocks that have good earnings, and boom. It's hard to short because you don't know, like their strength now, you don't know when they're going to come down. And on long, it's a gamble, so they are not easy to trade. Anyway, I wait for the pullback, right? ACAD. Up over its 200, doesn't respect its 200. So, you know, there's stocks in this list that are over their 200, but nothing that I really like. Like this is over its 200, it's got no history. Got a lot of compression. Boom. You know, earnings hit and then they're gone. But, you know, gravity does kick in. And SC, not my style. Homer. Nike's tanking, I see. Interesting chart for sure. Could get up out of the bowl and go. RGNX up over its 200. Could go for sure. Just doesn't have the history, doesn't respect its 200. We have much, much better plays on the list than these, in my humble opinion. CUI, not the type I like to play. That was EFOI. TCX, trending stock. Probably bouncing off MAs, but hard to tell. FLGT, way down in nowhere land. Yeah, so there's some in there. BOFI, I'm like watching. ACHN, AMMJ that I have a small position in. Oil on a possible up channel for a bit. Gold, I'm wondering about a short coming, possibly. XIV, I'm looking for an ad. CLBI or CBLI, watching. What was the other one? BOFI, ACHN, AMMJ. I'm looking for an ad on XIV, CBLI, the chart, USOIL, possibly along gold. I don't know. When sentiment turns around, I'll be looking for a short, I guess. And I think that was the list, if I remember right. There's a few others in here that are setting up, but they're just not my thing. Yeah. And then the washouts, nothing really big strikes me. Corey was talking about Nike. Let's take a quick look at what's going on there. Oh, and Hedge was talking about, what was it, Kara? Watch Kara. It's awesome. Corey Rock is trading in a boat or something. It's awesome. Speaking of Nike, what a test day. I think it's Kara. I've never traded in a boat before, actually, come to think of it. Airplanes, but no boats. I've never gone on a cruise. Somebody tried to convince me here recently, and I was just like, no way, not doing it. But apparently the big boats are pretty cool. I think it was Kara he put in there. But anyway, it's at the 200. I don't think there's anything else on my immediate concern list. The things I wanted to talk about, look at. Anybody have any charts you want to look at? I'm going to publish my final list tonight. We're doing sorry, I was just reading there. We are doing masterclass today at 2. Matt, are you in the room? PSTG. PSTG. Cover this one on our swing platform. PSTG. Not an easy stock to trade. See, I just have to say it one more time. You know, I base hit, and sometimes, you know, I get some big ones, but I'm a base hitter, and I'm a base hitter chicken trader. And I chew around the edges, and those chewing around the edges, and I compound it, and that compounding turns into a snowball that gets bigger and bigger as it rolls down the hill. Then all of a sudden, when you get to the 26-month mark, you have 10,000 that turned into 1.14. But it doesn't look very fancy as it's rolling down the hill. You know, it doesn't have bright lights on it, and so my trading style sneaks up on people. But when they look at my results after the fact, they go, "Holy crap! How did that happen?" Right? And it's just taking advantage of small little edges all the time, chewing around them, and playing as safe as I can. In saying that, there's traders that, you know, have different skill sets. There's like a million different ways to do it, you know, to crack the nut. But few can do it regularly. And I say all that because this chart, it takes a special kind of trader to trade this chart. That 100 coming through the 200 is really curious, isn't it? Right here. The MACD might turn up. It's just a tough chart to trade. Like, look at the last time the 100 was coming through the 200, it was tanking, but that was earnings. You get so many gaps, and It's almost like it's on a pivot right now, too. Like this area that it's sitting on has been used for support here, in here, resistance there. It's basically, it's like, when I trade oil, I always look for that mid pivot. The markets are really funny right now because we follow a lot of stocks in our swing trade. And if you look at our performance on the swing trading early in the season, it was quite easy to see. Then the second quarter, it was a grind, but there were still the setups. And now in this round, and this round has to be my best of the group, it's been challenging to put together a list because, you know, after the election, things moved in a certain direction, certain things got extended. There's different shark bumps, so to speak, in the markets right now, like Disney going after Netflix space, et cetera, and you got to be careful. There's a big time cycle coming, September 9th. Like, I don't want to be like, you know, the downer on it all, because I mean, I expect a fantastic quarter, but I guess I'm just an overly cautious dude. I got that way over time, I think. So here's how I would personally play it. How far away are earnings? 823. I'd wait for that 100 to come through the 200 and see what it looks like, and see if it stays above that white line, because that's kind of your pivot ish. And that's at 1242. So personally, if I was going to trade this one, and it's already on my list, I'd wait for that MACD to cross, stock RSI to turn up, make sure my squeeze momentum was turned. It doesn't have to be green, just turned up. Volume comes in, 200 goes through the, I mean 100 goes through the 200, keeps 1240-ish, and volume starts to come in as the MACD crosses. And you got to watch out for your overhead on that 50 and 20. Gets up over the 50 and 20, and you should go again. Interesting chart. Some serious players in there, you can tell, right? The bulls like it. It's got range, lots of range. As Corey says, range. Chris, yes, your 4 questions I won't forget. I have a list of folks that I'm behind on getting back to. I'm getting there. I am getting there. No problem, Sean. We got this one on our list. I've promised our fund that I would be Mr. Aggressive as of tomorrow. So I'm publishing the final list tonight. They are very, very motivated to, like I'm on an island and I can't get away from them. Like twice a day now, I go have food with them, different people. And, you know, I enjoy their company and stuff, but they're, you know, they're very motivated. Like January, February, March, that was the first one. June, July, August, September, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, okay. My July was smoking. That was the first month of the quarter. August has been slow for me so far, but I plan on having a good August. And then September, I believe, is going to be a blowout month. I think it's going to be unreal. But I think the pivot's in between here and September 9th, in the next 30 days. So, and it is actually a skill set of mine. I don't, you know, I'll brag on my skill sets, and I'll brag on things I'm bad at. You know, I'll be straight out with you guys about stuff like that. I'm not a home run hitter normally, for example, right? My skill set's chewing around the edges and compounding money and being safe as possible. Another skill set of mine is timing, market timing, like generally speaking, and knowing when to, yeah, like I had a huge July there, and then you see me, you know, curl up, right? I sold off a lot of stuff, curled up, and I've been tightening down. Not because I think the market's going to go to crap or anything. It's just that it kind of contracts, right? So then people like what Corey and Sean have been doing, for examples, where you find specific plays, specific scenarios, you know, whether it's earnings or whatever, and you jump on them like they are, like they're doing, and then that's where your team effort, right? Because I've gotten the advantage of, you know, plays from Corey, from Sean, from whoever in the room, and so that's how your team helps each other. So when the markets get tight, that's why team trading is really important too. So you don't have those down times. I haven't traded by myself, like without a team, for a long time, so I don't know what it feels like, but it's tough. I remember that. So anyway, I have the markets as tight right now, and I think you can see it in things like commodities and the currencies and, you know, different places in the markets. And it might have something to do with the central banks and the way that they're managing markets, like crushing volatility all the time and stuff. But I think you're going to see it wide open in September, by mid-September at the latest. So between now and then, until it opens up, I'm going to be a little cautious, but I still have to have a big month. And, you know, my very minimum requirement is 100% a quarter, very minimum requirement. So yeah, anyway, that's all I've got, unless anybody else has any other charts they want to look at. Pretty quiet. So Corey's in WB 85.75 with a target at 88. Yeah, good timing on new gas. Did you get in that this morning, Sean? I was watching natural gas, like, I don't know what time this morning, early. Yeah, we're going to model that one this afternoon. Okay, well, I apologize. I don't have any real smoke and plays for you guys, but anyway, masterclass 2 o'clock. We have some from this session. Nothing, it wasn't waste time. A BOFI, ACHN, still watching AMMJ. You know, my slant on oil and gold. XIV, I'm looking for a re-hit on it. CBLI. And then I'm going to consolidate the list tonight, publish it. Members are getting it. And I've promised our fund that I shall be Mr. Aggressor tomorrow going forward. So that's the way that goes. And today we're going to do the modeling on natural gas. So I'm going to leave you guys at that. Now, right before our masterclass, just so you know, my screen will go blank. The room will still be open, but my actual screen is going to go blank. So I am going to need about 10 minutes on this particular computer. The investment pools interactive brokers account went haywire this morning and they got to fix it up for me. So they've asked me to make sure the screen is blank for that. So right before, so we start at 2, so about 10 minutes to 2, it'll go blank for about 10 minutes, and then we'll do the master class. So we'll see you at 2 o'clock for that. Thanks.